Welcome to Specs. I'm your host, India. I will be reviewing good reads each week. Each book that I will be reviewing is written by Black authors. But with that being said, it is also March, which is Women's Month. So to celebrate, I will be reviewing nothing but books written by Black women. For this week's pick, it is We're Gonna Need More Wine by Gabrielle. Stay tuned. For those of you who do not know Miss Gabrielle Union, she is an actress, an activist, and a New York Times best-selling author. Some of her activism is centered around cancer, rape, and at-risk youth. And if you wanted to know a fun fact, she is also a Scorpio. For those horoscope heads like me. I'm a Cancer, by the way. A few good reasons why We're Gonna Need More Wine was a great read is because it was very relatable and extremely honest. She gave her real first-hand accounts of situations that happened in her life that shaped her to be the woman that she is today. Some of the topics that We're Gonna Need More Wine touched on was rape, Black identity, male versus female power dynamic in a relationship, female sexuality, and female competitiveness. The way that Gabrielle Union touched on self-identity was basically her first-hand accounts of growing up in a predominantly white neighborhood. Her family did move her at a young age to a city called Pleasanton in California, right outside of Oakland. She told a story of how they would always ask her when her hair was wild and crazy to play buckwheat, and she would do it. Lord, child, we know she won't do it again. I'll tell you that much. Also, it was about showing where she fit in on the spectrum of blackness. So when she was in Pleasanton, she did end up becoming the acceptable black girl, all because she was infatuated with being popular. It was something that was very important to her. And come on now, what really is the acceptable black woman? But whatever, that's neither here nor there. She did touch on how her love life was lacking because she was always put into the friend zone. Yeah, that little box that I like to put everybody else in. But yeah, she was put inside of the friend zone a lot of the time and overlooked, just not really noticed at all by her peers. But she did take summer vacations back to her hometown in Omaha, Nebraska, where it was predominantly black people. Her going back to Omaha, Nebraska also showed how she couldn't quite fit in with black people either, because the moment that she opened her mouth and said hello, they already deemed her as an Oreo. Now we all know what an Oreo is. Basically we're black on the outside and white on the inside. I've been called that before, but that's not the story for today. It did simmer down because her cousin was actually well known and accepted, and she had a lot of friends. She did say she would put on a poker face just so nobody would notice the things that she just did not know. She had one embarrassing story of how her cousin asked her to record the music off of the radio just so they can hear the California music. I guess because of her being in Pleasanton, she didn't realize that what she was listening to really wasn't what they would have expected. So she ended up putting on the pop hits for them, and it was very embarrassing. But lo and behold, New Edition brought them together. Also, within this self-identity and black identity topic that I noticed, I did like the fact that she shed light on how there are people that live in certain environments and sometimes end up doing bad things depending on what environment they are in. She had a friend named Ryan, and he did commit a murder. The police was searching for him and he was trying to hide, so they did hide him in the basement for a few weeks or whatever. But that was her first-hand account of actually knowing someone who committed a bad crime, especially as horrible as a murder, but still having some type of empathy because she knew him firsthand and knew that that really wasn't the kind of person that he was. But to move along to the next topic, female sexuality. Yes. I love her take on female sexuality, actually. She really takes ownership of herself. She really promotes, basically, do not let society dictate what you should do with your vagina, with your woman, basically. She figured as long as you were being safe with yourself by using protection, hey, Do what you want, because it's yours and nobody else's. And don't let anybody make you ashamed. Growing up, she really didn't have much information about her body, especially the cycle, the womanly cycle we go through every month. Most of the information that she gained was through Judy Blume. Thank God she didn't grow up around this age, because we know exactly what she would have too. The teen pregnancy was also a part of it because of the lack of information, like I said. One of her friends, the first time she ever had sex, she didn't use protection, and she ended up being pregnant. They ended up not telling their parents and somehow coming up with the money to get an abortion. So they all went with her friend and they helped pay for her abortion. And ever since then, she appointed herself to be the person to come to for condoms. One more topic was female competitiveness. She shed light on that with being in the arena of Hollywood, basically. When it comes to women, I believe that the playing field is a little different as opposed to men. Obviously, it's all competitive for everybody that's involved, but there's an extra expectation that is added on to women that's not even added on to men. Basically, the young thrive and they win. And the older you get, if you are aging in a certain way and you don't want to play somebody's mom every movie, then you're probably going to get pushed off to the side. She had a funny story with that. It was about Ryan Destiny. For those of you who do not know who Ryan Destiny is, she is on the hit show Star. They compared her to be the new Gabrielle Union. And it's really funny because they actually do look alike. Hopefully I put pictures somewhere to show you the resemblance, because they actually really do kind of look alike. But she was very honest about how she did not like that. She did not like the comparison at all, just because it brought up insecurities within herself. Basically, she can act just like her. 2, she can dance and can sing, which I'm not sure if Gabrielle Union can do or not, but she kind of implied that she couldn't. So I can see how you can just... She said how when she first met her, Ryan Destiny asked her to be her mentor. It's like that moment when you realize that you're getting old and somebody say, "Oh, you look good for your age." Side note, stop saying that to people. Do not tell people they look good for their age. I gotta do better with that too, but I don't know. She had other issues with female competitiveness. She was used to being very catty towards women. She always wanted attention, like I said early on. Popularity was something that was very important to her. She was used to, if any woman that came into the room, she would probably tear them down to the shoes. Tear them down from head to toe. And with her working with her life coach basically let her know that what she was doing was only showing how much she hated herself. But through that, she has transformed to be one of the biggest advocates for women's empowerment, which I'm so happy for. And I think it takes a woman like her to be very honest about those type of insecurities on the inside to help break down the walls between normal, everyday female to female relationships. Come on now. If we didn't have it, there would be no reason to say shade. Thank you. But the biggest point of it all is basically, as women, and especially as black women, knowing all the cards that are stacked against us, that we should uplift and support each other and put each other on game, help network. You know, we got enough haters out there. We might as well be there to support each other. This book was basically like a confirmation that the way that I feel about myself and my sexuality and who I am, my self-worth, is just fine and it's just right and it's perfect. And I'm hoping that by you being able to first see a snippet of what this book was like, that maybe you can read it and it will do something to help you as well. So, question of the day. If you were to write an autobiography about yourself, what would you call it? I think for me, mine would be, we're gonna need all the bottles. We're never gonna run out of wine because I'm gonna have all the bottles. Thank you. Matter of fact, I think I need a glass of wine right now. But that's it for today's episode of Specs. Thank you so much for watching. Please celebrate Women's Month all March long. And please like and subscribe and come and see me again. Thank you so much. Miss Gabrielle Union, I love you.